Tuttila, originally from Upper Peninsula, Michigan, born and raised around Ishpeming. One of the neighbors played accordion and sang in Finnish, and some of those songs stuck with me, although I remembered the melodies. And then his son, a friend of mine, picked up on the accordion, and I happened to learn some guitar chords, 3 chords, that most songs and everything, C or G. And so we would work up a couple little songs and on the accordion, and I was on the guitar, and have fun with that. But it didn't go real far. I grew up in pretty much a Finnish community. I don't recall anybody in that immediate neighborhood that for many, many years that wasn't Finnish and had a Finnish name. Finnish was spoken there, but I didn't learn it very well because I didn't have grandparents living with me at the time. But I did hear it a lot, and the language spoken by the old timers, and some music. My mother played guitar, sang in church and at events in Finnish. In the Twin City area in Minnesota, there's a sizable group of Finns and a couple of organizations, including a folk dance group called Kisaret. So I got in, after seeing those people perform, hearing the musicians in that group, and getting to know musicians like Dennis Halme, one of them, and Al Recco. I started just jamming with them and occasionally getting asked to play at his parties mostly. And when Warren Dickinson was down, he played a lot of music and made some recordings with Al Recco. So that's what got me in that group and playing the more of the dance music, Finnish-American and Finnish dance tunes. And I got stuck with being the manager mostly by default. I think we're probably one of the few that does a lot of playing and has made recordings in Minnesota, at least, in the upper Midwest, that has hung in there. And although we're getting older, it's obvious we need to have new people. I think we've been trying to do this for many years, but just on an informal way, if you wait for people to come to you and ask to learn some of the music. Especially the younger generations are so distracted and so entertained by so much that that's had very little results, and they don't stick with it. But for the past many years, I and others have wanted to get more people interested in it so that we'll have somebody carry it on. A little over a year ago, I got the notion to approach it rather than just word of mouth and one at a time, that we would get some grant money and make an effort to get the word out, so that we invited them to meet and just learn tunes, mostly by just listening, playing, or even singing it, and learning the tunes by ear rather than the written music. And it's been rewarding. Two of the younger people that came out and have stuck with us are from Italian-American families background. And play classical music, but two boys that you heard, high school kids that you heard the other night, and very accomplished mandolin, fiddle, and the other one of them plays a bass too. So, and it's been fun. But now, of course, they're graduating from high school and going to college, so they'll hopefully return again. But at least we've sparked interest, and they know some Finnish tunes.
I'm Luca, I'm 18 years old and from West St. Paul, Minnesota.
I'm Justin, I'm 16 years old and I'm also from West St. Paul.
Well, we've been involved with local folk music groups for quite a while now, ever since my brother and I started playing mandolin and violin. And folk music was just always something that was very attractive to us due to the amount of creativity that you can take with it, because nothing's written down, so you can experiment with it a lot. And one day we just stumbled upon an ad for this group that Ralph was putting together, and we didn't play any Finnish music at the time, so we figured that this would just be a fun little thing to do. And we started it, and we discovered that there's just this whole rich culture and history of Finnish music, and that's just been, I mean, it's not really obscure as far as folk music goes, but like none of our friends listen to Finnish folk music. But I just think it's such like a great, rich, untapped piece of like folk history in the United States that a lot of people could really take advantage of.
More about like just how we got involved with Ralph's group is we're part of the Young Fiddlers Association, so at one point they must have sent us an email and it was like, you know, a Finnish music jam session at Ralph's house, and so I couldn't go, but Luca went, and he had a great time, so the next time I went, and it's just been it's been really cool. It's a lot of cool people and a very interesting style of music. Yeah, it's been fun. So personally, I think that I'm gonna continue playing folk music and Finnish music too, just probably for the rest of my life.
It's really great to kind of be able to tap into that, because it's just such an unknown and obscure genre that I think really needs to be preserved. And I think if we lose it, we lose touch with our past and lose touch with our roots, and that's something that I just don't think we should do.
So somebody carries it on, the music. That's the big goal. So that it lives on in some form, with some living musicians playing it for audiences or for their own enjoyment. Also because, you know, as we both know, music is such a vehicle for self-fulfillment and just feeling good about oneself. Getting in touch with a culture or your own culture or somebody else's culture and enjoying that ride.